Hey, what's going on everyone? Welcome to today's video where we're finally going to get to install the turbos on our S4 motor. Let's get to it. So for those of you that have been keeping up with the build week to week, you can see that we made a lot of progress over the last week. We have most of the engine accessories installed and assembled. We also went ahead and installed both our valve covers to go ahead and seal up the engine completely. And then we went ahead and installed the intake manifold, injectors, and the fuel rail as well. Coming around back now, you can see that we have all our vacuum and boost signal hoses installed, as well as all our cooling accessories and piping. We also went ahead and installed the crankcase breather system. You can also see here that we have our exhaust manifold installed, and in that latter part of the manifold here with the curve, you can see that we went ahead and installed some wrap. This is to protect all the wiring above from all the heat that comes out of here, since I don't run heat shields on these. And last but not least here, we've been doing some work on the harness. So we've deleted several plugs that we no longer needed, as well as been repairing some older ones that have been frayed or cracked with some new pigtails. And we've also been wrapping the entire harness in this new cloth wrap, just to tidy things up a bit and keep it clean. Okay, so we're just about ready to install our turbos, but a couple things to note before we get into the installation. So number one is we're going to be working with these banjo bolts. So the banjo bolts are hollow inside, so that way you can have fluid pass through the inside of the bolt and then it exits through these cavities here. So because these bolts are hollow, it means that they're very weak. So you have to make sure that when we're tightening these, we don't crank them too hard because we don't want them to break inside the turbo or wherever it is that we're putting them. Another thing you'll notice is that these bolts all have washers. These washers do have to get replaced after every use. Usually these come with the turbos as an install kit when you order turbos. If they don't, make sure you order an install kit. I'll link one in the description below in case you do need one to look at. The next thing you'll need is this. So this is your oil feed fitting. So we have to make sure we grab this from our old turbos when we do go ahead and take them off. And you also see that these as well have washers in here that we have to replace them. So there's two kinds of washers that we're going to be using. It's the silver washer that you see on this banjo, and we also have copper washers. The kits will include both. The first step we'll take on installation is to go ahead and install this oil feed fitting, and the turbos go with this flange facing up, so the oil feed hole will be right here. Keep in mind the feeds are always on top, the drains are below, so this right here would be our oil feed. This is our coolant feed, and then on the sides here we have our coolant drain, and then below here we have our oil drain. So we'll go ahead and install this fitting right here onto the oil feed. Another piece of advice when you're installing these, it's recommended that you go ahead and take a 19 mil and a 17 mil and make them a little custom like you see here. So I've grinded the top edge of both of these just so I have a slim edge in order to reach the cavity between the turbo hot side and cold side here. If you are going to go ahead and do this, make sure that you buy some cheap wrenches. You don't want to spend some good money on wrenches that you're going to go ahead and destroy. And while we're tightening these, remember, like I said earlier, we don't need to do this super tight. Remember that these bolts are hollow inside, so we don't want to crank them too hard. Now we'll make our way over to the engine, and you want to make sure you have the 3 bolts that bolt the turbos to this flange here handy, so that way we can go ahead and feed the turbo onto its spot here and then just thread in those bolts to hold it all in place so you don't have to keep carrying the turbo while you install all these lines. Now before we go ahead and install the turbo, we got to make sure we install this here. So this seal goes on the flange here and it drops right in. It's a crush seal, so once you go ahead and tighten all this down and torque the bolts down to correct torque, this will crush and create a good seal between the flange and the turbo. Now with the bolts handy, we'll go ahead and maneuver the turbo into the right spot. Make sure the flange matches up, and then we'll go ahead and threading these bolts. Just threading them in lightly like that works out. All we need them to do is just hold it in place while we attach the rest of the fittings. Now that we have the turbo secured, but still pretty mobile here, with the bolts just threaded in, we'll start installing all the feed lines that go into the rotating assembly. Our next step here will be to put this banjo bolt from earlier back in its home. So this right here is the feed line that this bolt secures. So we'll go ahead and make sure we have a washer on the bolt head here. Feed that through. And then we'll also have another washer that we'll install at the bottom end here. So we have a washer making contact with the head of the bolt, the feed line here, the bottom of the feed line, and then one making contact with the turbo also at the bottom, just to make sure we don't have any leaks. Now we'll go ahead and feed this line back in here, and that'll go right behind that oil fitting we saw earlier. Now when you get the bolt to seat, make sure you have both washers still there and installed, and you can go ahead and start threading it in slowly. This is one of those you really don't want to cross thread. Now that we have that coolant feed line all snugged up and ready to go, we'll move over to the other side where we have the oil feed line we have to tighten up. So on the outside part of the turbo now, here we have that oil fitting that we saw and installed earlier, and this is the oil feed line coming from the top of the block. So what we'll do here is slide the line right into the fitting, and then we could start threading that in. Now once you've got it threaded in, you can go ahead and take a 17 and give it a good crank. So now we're working with our coolant drain line here, and you can see this is a banjo fitting as well. So we'll go ahead and get our banjo bolt with our washer, feed that through there, and also make sure we get the washer in on the other side that's going to be touching the turbo. We'll go ahead and thread that in, and luckily for this one we have space, so we'll take the box end of the wrench and just give it a good crank. Remember, again, not too much. These are hollow bolts and you don't want to break them. Moving further along to the outside of the turbo here, now we have our air line, which is also a banjo fitting, and it fits into this hole here on the turbo. So go ahead and grab your banjo bolt, feed it through, make sure that washer's on there, install a new washer on the other end that's going to be touching the turbo, and we'll go ahead and work this line into this hole now. Now that it's threaded in, we'll go ahead and take our 13 and give it a couple cranks. But remember, again, this is a banjo, so nothing crazy. You don't want to strip it or break this bolt inside. The next line we have going here is coming from our N75 valve, and that's actually just an air hose, which is going over to this here, which is our wastegate actuator. So make sure you have a clamp at the end of that hose. Turn the clamp to where you can reach it, and we'll go ahead and fit that right over the wastegate fitting, and we'll tighten that down. Last thing we have to install is the oil drain line, and the oil drain line goes to the bottom of the oil pan from the bottom of the turbo here. When you are going to install this, you want to replace the gasket for the oil drain line as well, and in your kit you'll get either one of these two gaskets. So here you'll have a metal gasket. It's like a crush gasket, similar to what you get from gaskets like the exhaust manifold or like a header gasket. And then we have these composite plastic gaskets. I honestly feel that these work better. They're softer, so they create a better seal once you have everything torqued down, and I just generally prefer these. So we're going to use these, and make sure, again, you always replace these gaskets. You don't want to leak here. So here you can see our oil drain flange. I already had the gasket attached to it, and you could also see that it has two bolt holes here, and that's how it attaches to the flange on the oil drain line. So we'll go ahead and feed that line here and threading these bolts. Now looking at the oil pan side of the oil drain line, you can see that there is an O-ring here. I highly recommend you replace that whenever you do touch this line. Now we'll go ahead and feed the oil line into its spot here in the oil pan. You'll have to push this a bit. Once you have the line installed, you can go ahead and insert the bolt here and start threading that in as well. After you thread the bolt all the way in, go ahead and snug it up. Now we could also come back to the turbo and tighten up the nuts at the oil drain flange. So once we're done with that oil drain line, we have all the hoses and fittings to our turbo all set and installed. So now we'll move on to tightening up the bolts that hold the turbo to the exhaust flange. So we'll come in with a ratchet wrench and just snug them all up. Now that these are all snugged up, we'll break out the torque wrench, and these get tightened to 25 Newton meters. When you're tightening these down, you might have to go in a circle a couple times because you are crushing that gasket that we put in there earlier. So as you tighten down every corner, the gasket will crush and release pressure, so you'll have to go around maybe 2 or 3 times to get the torque correctly on all the bolts. And with that, our turbos are all set and installed. I would recommend you go around and just double check to make sure that everything was installed and tightened up correctly. Better safe than sorry in this moment. And then when you go ahead and install your downpipes, make sure to use a new gasket and you're good to go. So I went ahead and got the other side installed. The steps and procedure are just about the same. The only difference here is that this side is a little more difficult to install, and that's only because a lot of the fittings, especially for the coolant and the oil feed, are very difficult to get to because this flange here is blocking them. So it is a little more involved, but just about the same steps. All right, and with that, our turbos are installed. So a couple quick notes for any of you who decide to do this. Definitely try and invest in these shaved wrenches. So just go ahead and get cheap wrenches from Harbor Freight or wherever you can find a cheap wrench, and shave the edges on the wrenches here. It'll give you a lot of flexibility when working in between the two housings for the turbo. It's a very tight space, and these are a lifesaver. Another thing is to make sure you replace all gaskets and seals if possible. This is one of those areas that's really difficult to get to, if not impossible to get to once the engine's back in. So might as well dot all your I's and cross all your T's while the engine's out. It makes it that much easier. So make sure you replace all those if possible. I'm excited that we got the turbos done. Our engine's almost finished and ready to go back into the car so we can finally hear it start for the first time. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please like. If you loved it, please subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Peace.